Hey everybody, it's Andrew Howard, Must Have Outdoors, here with a product overview of the Bushnell Trophy Cam HD camera. Now, if you're a deer hunter or somebody likes to just see what's going on in your property, trail cameras are a super important piece of equipment for scouting and knowing what's going on your property. Now, I've used several trail cameras over the years, but I really like the Bushnell Trophy Cam series, and I've got several different years and models that we run on our property. We've got about 400 acres here. Usually run about 10 or 15 cameras almost year round. Now, I think one of the most important features of a trail camera is battery life. And the Bushnell Trophy Cam uses 8 AA batteries, and it'll run off the same set of batteries for almost a year. Now, that'll depend a little bit on how you have the camera set, but it's a really nice feature because I can set these cameras out for months on end and not have to worry about batteries dying, or you don't have to change those gigantic like C batteries that some trail cameras used to have. The trail camera can run off of just 4 AA batteries if you want to, but I just keep 8 in there all the time. The Bushnell Trophy Cam HD trail camera takes very nice pictures. It takes 8 megapixel quality pictures that are very clear and crisp. You can change the setting to 3, 5, or 8. I just leave mine on 8. Year round, you can set the capture mode to 1, 2, or 3 pictures. So basically when the camera goes off, it'll take like 1, 2 pictures back to back, or 3 in a row basically. You can set some pretty long intervals of how often you want the camera to go off. So just depending on maybe your cart size or how long it's going to be before you check your camera, you can change your intervals. If I'm setting it, the camera on maybe like a mineral site, I'll set a pretty long interval just so I don't get 300 photos of the same doe feeding. The Bushnell Trophy Cam HD also takes HD video with sound. That's a pretty cool feature. You can change the quality setting if I just keep it on the highest all the time. I've really started using the video feature a lot more with this camera because it's neat to see animals' behavior, and you can see how they act if they're coming up to a scrape or a mineral site, and sometimes you get some pretty cool video, and to get it with sound is pretty neat. Now, this camera also has a hybrid mode where it'll take a photo first and then it'll take the video, so you get the best of both worlds with the photo and video, and that's usually what I run mine on. The camera has 32 low glow LED lights, so basically this sends out kind of an infrared light that won't spook game or anything like that, but it still gives you excellent nighttime photos. The low glows can be seen a little bit, so I don't know if I'd use this camera for surveillance, but Bushnell offers other cameras that will be perfect for surveillance. They have like blackout models, and they also have a surveillance trail camera model, so you might want to check those out if that's what you're wanting to get out of the camera. Another cool thing about the flash is that you can adjust the settings of it for its intensity. Why that's good is, I'm sure if you're taking pictures at night, you've seen deer or animals that have been completely washed out because the flash is too bright. This allows you to adjust the setting depending on how close you think the game will be. You can also adjust the shutter at night, so that'll just help reduce blur of the animal coming in. I'm sure you've seen you got a buck maybe running in or moving its head, the antlers are all blurred, and that's basically a useless photo. So this allows you to adjust that so you won't get any blurry pictures. Camera name can also be changed and it's seen on each picture. I usually change the name of the camera to whatever stand it's closest to. Just helps me have a reference point of the camera and where it's at, and also helps me keep better inventory. The PIR sensor covers about 60 feet. You can set it to 4 different levels, so auto, low, medium, high. This basically just allows you to adjust the sensitivity of how the camera will turn on. Now, depending on how you face it, maybe facing the sun, you may need to adjust the settings so the camera isn't going off more times than what you want to. Another cool feature about the Trophy Cam is that it features field scan, and this allows you to take a picture at a set interval of time. Now, why this is good, or where I use it, is in a big food plot. This allows me to set the camera at 2 different times to take pictures at a minute intervals throughout the morning and throughout the evenings, when I usually set my times. So that way I can put this on a big food plot, and if deer are moving at the other end of the field, I'll still get pictures of them if they don't set off or get close enough and set off the camera. Now, another cool feature is if you have it in field scan and a deer walks by in between the intervals close to your camera, it'll still take a picture, so you won't miss any action if you have this camera set on field scan. The Trophy Cam HD can accept up to a 32 gig card, which will hold a ton of photos and videos. I usually only run about maybe a 4 to 16 gig card, just because I like to check mine every so often. But if you're going to be gone for your property, or your property's ways away from where you live, you can take a ton of photos with this camera. And with a long battery life, you don't have to worry about it dying on you until you can make it back to your property. So again, the things I like about this camera is long battery life, quality photos, quality video, The ability to have field scan and that it takes super clear nighttime images without any blur is a huge feature of the Trophy Cam HD and why I like it so much. Now this particular model only retails for about 200 bucks, so it's extremely affordable and you get a ton of features. The Trophy Cam HD comes in a nice case and has a very long adjustable strap to put on trees. Now one problem I've had with the camera, and it's not any fault of it I guess, is on the bottom there's a rubber kind of gasket that blocks the port for, if you're hooking up to like a solar panel or external power. Squirrels chew that up like immediately, and then you can get like ants up into the camera, and it doesn't really affect performance. But if anybody has any tips on how to keep squirrels off a trail camera, I'd appreciate any type of input. Just leave a comment below in this video. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, that this camera is way too complicated and you just want one where you can just slap it on a tree and turn it on and it takes pictures. Well, you can do that with this camera, but with all the features, it allows you to, I think, scout better and more efficiently. But don't be intimidated. It isn't that hard to set up. Bushnell has all the instructions laid out in their pamphlet, so it's very easy to set up. And if you have any questions at all about this camera, make sure to leave a comment below and I'll help you out, or put more videos up if that'll help you as well. And make sure to stay tuned in this video. I'll have more product videos, and also make sure to subscribe to the Must Have Outdoors YouTube channel so you know when we put up new videos, and subscribe to the Monday Morning Must Have newsletter so you know when new product reviews are coming out next. These doors do open up and get out of the way if you want a little more open to the dog. I'm actually training my dog right now, so it's easier at this point to have it more open to get him used to going in and out of the blind. So overall, the Mud Hut blind, pretty neat blind, very easy to set up, just a little bit higher profile, so maybe just something to consider when